Welcome back to the Fin Factor. I'm Paul.
And I'm Aaron.
This is episode number 176. And Aaron, we just got done playing against Edmonton in Edmonton, picking up yet another loss, but it was a 5-4 loss in overtime. And to quote Nick HBK 150 here, can we please stop going to overtime? He says, unless we're trying to set a record for the most overtime losses, which would be pretty interesting. 6'5" here saying, why are the Sharks getting needless points now? Yeah, I don't know. You could chalk it up to pride. That might be a little bit pun for the next topic here. But for now, we're still talking about the Edmonton game. Again, just happened. And my goodness, Aaron, did you see any of this game? I know you saw some of it. There were a few things that you pointed out to me during the game. There was a specific player that you were trying to point out. An occurrence during the game, perhaps the number 73. Go ahead.
Oh, Noah Gregor. Well, this goes in line with the 4 coaches challenges tonight that were all successful. Now that's either terrible refereeing or smart coaching to catch that. I don't know. I think that's a bit much. It really slowed the game down. And of course the Sharks lose out by 3 goals to the one that was called back for Edmonton. So was I a little bitter? A little bit. I mean, I still want the Sharks to lose so they get no points, but it's just disappointing when a coach challenges and gets it right. Okay, you should get the challenge back. If they challenge again, and regardless if they get it right or wrong, you should probably have 2 at most in a game. That seems excessive to just keep getting it back every time. So just to streamline the games, that's ridiculous. Yeah, having that many called back. But anyway, Noah Gregor put himself offside, skating into the zone for a 2-on-1, buries the goal. It was a beauty shot. I was actually shocked that he put it on net. I was expecting it to hit the glass. Scored, and I'm like, oh, I bet my phone's going to blow up because people are going to be talking about Gregor scoring. And then, oh, what is this? Oh, coach's challenge. Oh, it's coming back for offsides. Go figure. Not just offsides. He put himself offside. It wasn't somebody else messing with him.
Oh man, it's a running joke obviously on this show, but it just makes me so happy, Aaron. It really does. Oh, look at me, I'm sharp again. Sorry about the blur there. Yeah, just a fun game to watch. Again, the guys on the broadcast had said it too. You know, it's again one of those games where it's just entertaining to watch. You see the Sharks playing hard. You see you see the Sharks working hard, being competitive. It's fun. It's exciting. They're in it, and then they pick up the loss, right? And again, that's kind of what we're hoping to see because we want to get that the highest draft pick possible, of course. But you don't want to just sit there and get pummeled. You know, if the score was 8-1, I don't think we'd be having as much fun watching them. But it was a very good game, and we are seeing lots of talent on the ice. It was great seeing Eklund. He got called back down to the Barracuda, go and help them compete for a playoff spot and hopefully compete for the Calder Cup. I love it. You know, I don't know how you felt about him getting moved back down, but I think it makes perfect sense. And again, it was just another player that we're looking forward to seeing in the future and the seasons to come. What did you think?
I thought it was a smart move, a business decision. Not so much about his play. I mean, his play was okay, I guess. In his 8 games that he played, he had 2 goals and 1 assist and was a -5. Okay, it was a nice call up to kind of reward him for all the hard work that he's been doing down at the AHL level, but he's going to get more now at this point in the season. We'll get more out of playing for the Barracuda and getting them into the playoffs and hopefully, compete for the Calder Cup more than he would be if he were sticking around the Sharks and going past those 9 games where his contract is able to slide, which to me it's all about timing, right? The Sharks are not going to be competitive for another couple years, but in about 2-3 seasons, probably right around his first contract will finally be up. They're going to be a lot more competitive and a lot better. So I don't know. I'm fine with the move.
Yeah, I'm good with it. And again, especially because we have tickets for Barracuda.
Right.
Now that he's back down there, we'll get to
I'm
see
selfishly
him more.
happy.
So actually, now here's another question I have before we move on to the next topic. Thomas Bordeleau. Now they had called up, I think, Andrew Agozzino on merit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think at some point maybe Bordeleau gets called up, gets a couple of games in, and then comes back for the Barracuda to help them get their push? Just give them the same type of experience that Eklund has. I don't see why not. I mean, the guy was playing extremely well. He was obviously with the AHL All-Star selection. So do you think maybe he gets a call up too?
I think he could. He probably should. But is he going to help the Sharks? Is it better for him to stay down and help the Barracuda, just like Eklund, like I just said? I think he should stay. So they take him away, and who do they have down there that's going to be scoring the goals? Because I think he's leading the team in goals right now. Actually, Agozzino is. Sorry.
Yeah. Agozzino's crushing it down there. Kellen Foster with a beautiful comment. The glass was surprised. Gregor netted it. Yeah, absolutely. Peter St. John, this is the right take here. Okay. I'm okay with the challenges just because I hate missed calls. Absolutely. We'd love to see him get it right. I know Aaron would rather have them get it right so that it doesn't have to go to the coach's challenge in the first place. Again, poor officiating. I think super producer Jason said it. If the Sharks are playing, the NHL is like, give them the skeleton crew, right? Like, who cares? These guys can barely lace up their skates. Just put them out there. It doesn't really matter how the game goes. So, and then, yeah, Doug's here saying too many goals called back. It's totally frustrating. Absolutely. I think most people can kind of echo that sentiment as well. It is rather frustrating when you think your team's scoring and then all of a sudden they're not. But you know what? If those goals had counted, we wouldn't be as low in the standings as we are. So, bravo, NHL. Way to go. Okay, Aaron. We wanted to talk a little bit about the Pride Night that happened. Now, we're going to talk a little bit about just kind of our experience at the Pride Night events that we had. And then we'll go into the big topic I think everybody is kind of interested in hearing about. I know it's going to be very controversial. I already told Super Jason and Aaron, I'm really not looking forward to this conversation. But you know what? We got to get a little uncomfortable sometimes. And that's just how it is. And I think it's good to have a voice for both sides. So the more you know, and it's got a rainbow beneath. That's beautiful. So anyway, Aaron, Pride Night. I did not go to the Sharks Pride Night. I went to the Barracuda Pride Night. So why don't you kick us off with the Sharks, seeing as how they're the big club, and just kind of let us know your experience with that night.
Sure. Super producer Jason and I went to the game. We bought our tickets, and there was an event beforehand. Down below at ice level, this little room that's down there. And it's the same place that we had been to the last couple seasons that we've been to this event. Nice. They had some music. In fact, Jason was kind of playing the DJ because he's kind of all hands help set up some lighting from our set that he was able to use up there. And there was a drag show, which was interesting and fun. And I actually think that was my first drag show that I've been to. And I had a great time, and there's some drinks and some food. And then we went up to watch the game, and we were lucky enough to actually upgrade our seats because my cousin texted and said, "Hey, you want my seats for the night?" Because her kids got sick. So we're like, heck yeah. So we got to go to the club in the club, which is no longer the BMW club. I forget what it is now, but
sorry, I was smiling and nodding, and then you said because the kids got sick, and I feel really bad now. Someone can take that clip out of context.
I feel bad. Yeah, I feel bad they got sick, but it benefited me, so I thought it was great. Anyway, just kidding, Cal. So anyway, after the game, we got together with the whole group, and we got to go on the ice and take a picture. So we have some shots. There we go. Here's the shot of us, and I am holding the flag on the left with my brother is in the middle. It's kind of hard to see because it's really small on my screen. But we're there, and we had a great time. There was a lot of people and a lot of fun. Oh, the jerseys. Yeah. These were, they had the designer there, and she talked about what she had done to create this. And I think this jersey is awesome. I want one, and I'm a little disappointed that I would have to buy one that was at an auction because I want one just to wear one all the time. If I'm going to spend that kind of money, I would want that framed, not wearing it to games. But here's Tomas Hertl wearing it during the warmups. This is William Eklund, and all of these jerseys that they wore during the warmups are auctioned off, and proceeds went to I think I don't know if they split it or they give it all to the charity, or some of it might be going to the San Jose Sharks Foundation. Here's Ferraro and his 4 teeth smiling in this jersey. I love the logo. It's so like, I look at it and it makes me smile. Like, it's just a really cool logo, and even the shoulder patch where it says "Love Wins." It's really, really well done. I am pleasantly surprised. Not that I thought that they would mess it up, but this is probably one of my favorite jerseys. Like, overall, like, not just any Pride jersey, but there was, remember a couple seasons back we had all those jerseys that they were doing.
Yeah,
there was one that we had on our set that I really liked. I think I like this one more than that one now.
Nice.
It's pretty cool.
I like the Love Wins, how it's got the old Sharks like with the teeth,
the font.
Yeah, it looks really cool. I like that. We have a question, actually. Kellen Foster is saying, what does the left flag stand for? I think that was the on ice picture, super producer Jason. The one on the left where it's got that triangle kind of bit out of the rainbow there. So okay, so he says that is the Progress Pride flag, which I'm unfortunately not well versed enough to know exactly what that is. But if you want to look that up, Progress Pride flag, you could probably find what the meaning of it is. So there you go. Miriam says, love it. There you go. I think she's talking about the jersey as well, maybe.
Right.
Or he, I'm not sure. Okay. So you have the on ice photo right there. Yeah. So I mean the logo on the jerseys I think looks great. I really like them. Actually, there's a jersey that I have. I think it's just upstairs. Otherwise I would have grabbed it. But it's like a gradient rainbow on the Sharks logo. Looks really cool. Only thing I don't like about it is they have it's white, but it has like a black color. I don't know why they decided to do that. It's kind of weird. But anyway, it looks really cool. I like that one too. I was at Pride Night at Tech CU for the Barracuda. That was a lot of fun. CUDA win in this one, which is, again, I know it's confusing for some folks. Sharks we want to lose, CUDA we want to win. Okay, so
we just stunk.
There you go. Not in this game. They could have didn't. They picked up a win. It was an awesome game, a lot of fun. It was rough and tumble. They played against Texas, who was the team that we traded Scott Reedy to pick up. First name I forget, but Peterson, who had a really good game, played really well. I think anytime you play against the team that traded you, you tend to play just a little bit better than you normally would. Regardless, it was a very physical game. The two teams did not like each other at all, and that made for a lot of entertaining hockey. And I should say hockey with air quotes because it was kind of like a hockey game broke out while there was a fight going on, whatever the saying is. It was an awesome game. It was a lot of fun. I was a little disappointed in one thing, though, and I talked to super producer Jason about this. You know how they throw the shirts and everything into the crowd, right? So they launch one over in our direction. It hits the people in the row in front of us to my right. They bounce it off their hands. It flips back. The guy tries to grab it. He fumbles it, and it rolls over to me, and it rolls on top of like our popcorn tray. And it's like on my popcorn tray. And he's like still trying to get the shirt. So he like goes and then he goes, but it's on the popcorn tray, and I'm going to grab it anyway. So he grabs it. And I'm like, it's on my popcorn tray, man. It's kind of weird, you know? So he looks at me, and I'm like, nah, it's cool. Go ahead. And he's like, no, here. So then I'm like, all right, cool. I'll give it to the kids. Well, I unwrapped the thing thinking, cool, Pride shirt. Open it up. Jonathan Becker, it was a regular Shark shirt, man. It's at Pride Night. You should be throwing Pride shirts, man. Wait. What's going on?
Was it a CUDA shirt or a Shark shirt?
No, actually, I'm sure it was just a CUDA shirt, actually. I unraveled it and noticed there was nothing Pride about it. I was like, oh, okay, whatever. So I just threw it over my shoulder, and it's kind of, it was deflating just a little bit. I was expecting to get a Pride shirt out of it.
I've gotten 2 shirts.
Yeah?
At the CUDA games. Sorry. My son caught one. My daughter caught the other one, and they were both heavily disappointed because they were largest and they fit daddy and not them. So one of them
doesn't grow into it.
I have the black. It's the black shirt that says CUDA going to diagonal, and then the other one is a gray shirt and it has just the CUDA logo on it.
That's the one I got. Was the gray one. I would love to have the CUDA one. We'll talk later. Okay, Aaron. Moving on from our experiences at our respective arenas for Pride Night. And Two Wheels Down here is kind of segueing us into it. He says Reimer made no sense. And I know that there's been a lot of controversy around this. And like I said, I am not looking forward to this conversation at all. But you know what? Again, we're here. We're gonna do it anyway. Now, I want to preface this with, and I'm looking at my phone right now with is our Instagram account, and we have our thumbnail for this show posted on the Instagram account. We have a couple comments on there. Somebody who's upset. First of all, his name is Rob's Rad Diaries. I think I don't know if I should be saying their names actually.
You don't have to give him credit.
Okay, well, I don't want to give anybody crap. I'm just saying. He says, "How is it anti-pride?" Unfollow, and then somebody else says, "First of all, Rob's Red. That's a pretty cool username. I'm just no hate there. That's a pretty awesome username. Regardless, I know that the point of reading this is not to call the guy out. The point of reading that is I know that there's going to be some people who feel a certain way about the whole situation and aren't going to like the things that we have to say, or are going to like the things we have to say, or maybe they'll like the things you have to say and won't like what I have to say, because I'm sure what we're going to say may be a little bit different, right? But I think the bigger thing here is that we have the conversation, right? You always talk about having the uncomfortable conversations, and that's kind of how we progress, right? So that's kind of what we're doing here. I know that, like I said, I'm not at all looking forward to it, but I just feel like it's one of those things that it's important to kind of get out. So having prefaced it with that, James Reimer came out saying that he was not going to wear the Pride jersey for Pride Night. So Aaron, I know you've got the statement and everything here, and I know you've got kind of your thoughts that you want to lead in with all this stuff. So I think I'll just kind of hand the ball to you right now and let you just kind of take it away and just kind of fill in your thoughts, your feelings along with his statement here.
Sure. I mean, so to go back a little bit, going into the game, the Sharks all of a sudden released a statement, and it was like, okay, first it was the Sharks, and then it was James Reimer, and it was like, okay, what's going on? He wasn't going to wear the warm-up jersey to the game. They probably released this around 1:00, I think, in the afternoon. The warm-ups probably started at 5, 6 o'clock when they do that, 6 o'clock for a 7:30 game. So, okay, here it is. Reading it, he's not going to wear it because of his faith and the Bible, and he's very Christian and all that. Great, that's fine. The way he did it is what kind of upset me, because I think James Reimer is a very nice person. I don't think he's very mean. I think he is just a different way of thinking than me, I suppose. So just as a caveat here, we are not anti-Christian. We're not anti really anything here. So I'm not trying to attack any religion or anything else. I will say that. And as a background, I'll speak for myself and Paul. We went to Catholic school, so we have a total Catholic background in the Christian realm of the church, if you will. So yes, we have also read the Bible and studied this and did all kinds of things growing up. So, and again, one thing that I think we talked about in the very beginning of the show that we never wanted to talk about was politics and religion, and here we go. So, I've been thinking about this a lot. And to me, I feel like he was taking the stage in the limelight. For one, he wasn't starting the game, so he was the backup goalie. Okay. 2, he releases a statement when I don't think the Sharks really wanted him to. He could have just not showed up for warmups, never said anything. Nobody would have noticed. Nobody would have cared. They probably would have asked afterwards what happened to Reimer, and they could have just been like, he's had an equipment issue. Not a lie. It's an equipment issue, right? So to me, I feel like he was stealing the limelight away from what the whole event and everything planned was about. This made national headlines. I would say international headlines, if you count Canada, and probably some parts in Europe. So he made it a bigger deal than it needed to be, and that's what I didn't like about it. I don't like that we have to talk about it on the show. I think it's ridiculous. I think he was in the wrong and should have just, I don't know, not said anything. So that's kind of where I'm at a little bit. And then doubling down, he was asked, he was interviewed, and full credit to Shang and to Corey. They asked some pressing questions to him because he held a press conference, or I don't know if it's a press conference, but he had a meeting. He answered questions after all this with them, and they pressed him. And Shang asked some really deep, hard hitting questions, and he answered them. To me, like rereading kind of what he had talked about, it almost sounds like he was asked to make this statement on behalf of either the church or somebody. Like it seemed like he was saying, I don't know, you'll just have to go back and read it, but that I was kind of getting that sense that he was kind of pressured in a way from not by the Sharks, but outside of it to make a point and to make a stand, if you will. So that just kind of rubbed me the wrong way as well. Then he talked about Nazem Kadri. Now he's bringing in an old teammate because Nazem Kadri is Muslim. He's not Christian, and saying that if they were asked to wear a Muslim jersey, he wouldn't have done it, but he loves Nazem Kadri as a teammate. Okay. So he's just kind of digging himself in a bigger and bigger hole and didn't really need to do any of this. To me, I kind of lost a lot of respect for him for this. 15-minute warm-up wearing a jersey. Is that really like that's where you're going to make a stand for that? It's not mandatory. You don't have to wear it. It's fine. Just making it a big deal than it needed to be. That's where I didn't like it. Especially after the heels of last week when the New York Rangers and Philadelphia Flyers had incidents where they had, think about everything that was planned for the Sharks Pride event tonight on Saturday night. And then instead of a 1:00 press conference about James Reimer, you say, nobody's going to be wearing these tonight. Like, what? Like, we had this whole auction set up to auction off all these jerseys. You're going to wear them for warm-ups, auction them off. It goes to all these charities. It's a good event. They do the same thing for Military Night. They do the same thing for Hockey Fights Cancer. Nobody stands up against those, right? And if they did, can you imagine the backlash they would have gotten for that? It would be just 20-fold compared to this. So I don't want to attack him and say that he's wrong in doing what he did. What he did was fine. It's the way that he did it that really, really did not rub me the right way. Now, does this affect his next contract? That was asked of him. Do you think this is going to affect you because he's a free agent after this year? And he said, I'd be lying if I said it wasn't something that crossed my mind, but I think I saw this happening. We started this conversations almost a year ago with people in high places, not because I'm ashamed of my faith, but because of certain consequences that could have for me or other people feel this way, blah, 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 blah. So I feel like he thinks he's standing up for people that don't want to stand up against this, which I'm sure he is. That's fine. You can make a stand. People will say, oh, it's free speech. You're absolutely right. Free speech in this country doesn't apply to this. That's not how free speech works. We can get into that later. That's free speech means you can say stuff like that and not get thrown in jail. Doesn't mean there's no consequences for what you say. Do I think there's going to be consequences? I do. Do I think he'll ever be a Shark again? I do not. Do I think he will sign somewhere that will love him like Philadelphia? Probably. So, yes, I'm sure there are some places that will absolutely take him. But I do think this does hurt him in the long run. So I don't know if it was worth it to not wear a jersey for 15 minutes. Anyway, anything you would like to add to this, Paul?
Yeah. Again, I completely agree with your sentiment that it's ridiculous that we would need to talk about it because this is again, it's a 15-minute thing. I mean, I see comments here and I want to read those comments off because believe it or not, on both sides, I agree with a lot of what both sides are saying. I really do. For me, I guess my thoughts on it is that, yeah, I don't think that James Reimer is like the second coming of Lucifer. Okay. I think a lot of people on one extreme are kind of really roasting him. And then on the other extreme don't really understand what the purpose of wearing the jersey is. Right. But I'm going to try to take some of the emotion out of it. I think, if you just listen to what he says, right. But you listen to it under the context of that he was going to wear the jersey, then the things that were coming out of his mouth were actually not that bad, right? It sounded fine. I strongly believe that every person has value and worth. LGBTQIA plus community, like all others, should be welcome in all aspects of the game of hockey. If he followed that up with, and that's why I'm wearing the jersey, that those statements are fine, but the fact that he didn't makes it look like those statements aren't coming from his heart. That makes it look like those statements are just kind of a cover. And I think again, that's where you're taking issue too, is just the way that it kind of came out. Because he said the right things. He really did. And Super Producer Jason has the quote up here. Unfortunately, my glasses only work so well, so you can read that as I'm talking. But I mean, I believe him when he says that he doesn't have hate in his heart for anyone. I just think he drops the ball by not wearing the jersey because he sees it as a form of endorsement, which it's not. It's just a way of showing exactly what he said. He said, you have value, you're welcome here. But since he's not wearing it, he's sending the message that you're not valid, you're not welcome. And that's not really how he feels. It's just that's the message that he's sending. And I think if he would disassociate that it's an endorsement of a lifestyle that he doesn't agree with, which is fine. You don't have to agree with it. That's fine. But you can tell them that you're welcome here, which is what he did in words. So why not just put the jersey on and tell them, like, visually, you're welcome here? And I think, yeah, he could have just said, hey, I got an equipment issue, which would be absolutely true. But it's almost more telling to just not show up. I kind of like the fact that there was a press conference. And this is part where you and I maybe differ a little bit. I like that they got in front of it and said, you know what? Even if they forced him to, whatever. I don't think he was like, hey, I want to make a point here. I think they just needed to get in front of it and say, look, they're going to notice if you're out there with a different jersey, or they're going to notice that if you're not out there. So instead of it coming back around and us having to make some sort of like, it's an upper body injury. No, instead of trying to go through that, let's just get in front of it and say what you got to say, right? And you brought up before about New York and Minnesota, I think were the two teams, right?
Oh, sorry. I said Philadelphia. Yeah, it was Minnesota.
Philadelphia had the player, I think, Provorov.
Right. Okay, yeah.
So I think it's New York and Minnesota. It's not even like they didn't have Pride Night. They had it and then canceled it.
Well,
that is nuts to me.
And I think what happened there is same thing. There's one, maybe two players that said they weren't going to wear it. And instead of them getting singled out, they probably said, okay, as a team, we're just not going to do it.
And see,
we're together.
I would much rather that one or two players have upper body injury or equipment issue during practice warmups. I would rather that have been the case. It would have been better, I think, if they get out in front and explain it, in my view. But to cancel the whole thing, you're as an organization now, not as a player, as an organization, sending a message to that community saying you're not welcome here. Whether that's what you mean or it's not what you mean, that's what they're going to infer from it. Right?
What's the NHL slogan? What's their slogan? What's the NHL slogan?
What is the NHL slogan?
Hockey's for what?
Hockey's for everyone.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Is it though?
But it's when an entire organization says we're not doing Pride Night. Not in that we're not doing it. We're going to have it, but we're going to cancel it. Right? That's sending the wrong message. So I will at least say this to anybody who's in that LGBTQIA plus. I can't believe I could say that without stuttering, by the way. Anyone in that community, I would say don't let one man's poor interpretation or flat out hate, however which way you want to see it, okay? Don't let that dictate whether or not you're welcome and safe. 19 out of 20 players sent the correct message. And the one that sent the incorrect message, I don't think he actually has hate in his heart for you. I think he just is misunderstanding the purpose of wearing the jersey.
I'm going to take this comment here. Taylor saying this is blown way out of proportion. I don't think it was. This is definitely big news. It's a hot topic across the country, politically. So lots of people are talking about it. Lots of news organizations are talking about this because they're taking hard lines on both sides. I'm not taking a hard line either side. I didn't like the way that he did it. He definitely has a choice. He can do it if he wants to or not. And that was his choice to not do it. So that's fine. But there will be consequences for it. And that's fine as too. That's fine as well. I still am I don't even know what to say. Do you know what he did last year? Because he was on the team last year and they had Pride Night.
Honestly, I can't remember, but I will say this.
Because I do.
He signed pucks this year and last year. He signed a jersey last year, and they were Pride pucks and Pride jersey. There it is right there. Actually, he's got the signature on it. Now, this person's a little disgusted with it. And I understand. But to me, this kind of again says, I don't think the man has hate in his heart. I think he just didn't want to endorse a lifestyle that he doesn't agree with. And I'm okay that not everybody agrees with everything everybody does. I'm okay with that. And I think him signing a rainbow themed jersey, rainbow themed pucks, I think that kind of speaks to that. He's not in, it's not an endorsement. He's just signing a puck and signing a jersey. But when he puts it on for some reason, now he feels like, well, I'm endorsing that lifestyle. And again, again, I don't even want to talk about this, Aaron, but that's what people want us to do, I guess. So that's what we're here doing.
Last year he was hurt, so you don't have to worry about it.
Oh, is that what it was?
Last year was hurt. There were a lot of tweets. Yes, thank you, Alec. Actually, it is not a lifestyle. Please stop furthering this idea. Agreed. This is not a lifestyle. It's not people choosing to live this lifestyle. That's a whole
what word
topic.
should I be using? I don't know what should I be using then?
It's their life. It's just life. It's not a lifestyle as in like they're choosing to be like this. It is their life.
Okay. I apologize for using
they're not
the incorrect
you.
wording. I'm sorry. I hope you guys don't see. Now, here's the thing. I hope you guys don't think that I use the word lifestyle in a way that I'm trying to diminish it. It's just that I don't know the verbiage.
You're fine. You have some knowledge to learn.
That's and cool. I'm cool with that, right? But again, if I use the word lifestyle and you take that in a way that maybe somebody else you've heard using it in a way that is diminishing for that person and that community and that life. Not lifestyle, that life, then I mean, I apologize, but that's not the way I'm trying to say it. I hope you know that the way I'm saying it, I'm not trying to further an idea any one way or the other. So just so you guys are aware of that, I apologize.
Now, there were some hilarious comments on Twitter, Reddit, everything that I've been reading about this, and I don't have any examples, but some of them stuck in my head, which I thought were hilarious, and I'll end on this. Everyone seems to forget that Jesus had two fathers. I thought that was one of the best ones.
That's pretty good.
All right.
Just say community. Okay, cool. I'll say community then. So, Aaron, I know we have like a lot of comments. I don't want to leave anybody out necessarily. I know Super Producer Jason's been putting them up. Was there anything in particular that you saw other than the ones you've already picked out that you feel kind of deserve a little bit more poking and prodding? Oh, he's got Corey up here. You want to read that off?
Go ahead.
No, I can't see it. So,
all right. The reply, Corey Massasak tweeted, he's the athletic writer, that James Reimer will not participate in warmups for the Sharks tonight because it's Pride Night and the team is wearing jerseys to support the LGBTQIA+ community. Reimer informed David Coyne and his teammates a couple days ago. More on this to follow. And the follow-up tweet is, for someone against Pride Night, Reimer seems to love it when guys go 5-hole on him every game. That's borderline there. Yeah, there's some good ones. Anyway.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. So I'm not sure if there's anything else to say about. I'm sorry, but hitting the mic. If there's anything else to say about all of this, I mean,
no. I mean, people are going to be on one side of the fence or the other. There's not really a ton of middle ground. So I just lost a lot of respect for him. That's all. But he's still an okay goalie.
He's still an okay goalie. That's what we're going to end on. He's still an okay goalie. No, I mean, again, for me, like, I can understand where he's coming from. I can understand if it goes against his beliefs or whatever the case is. But I can also understand how putting a jersey on doesn't mean what he thinks it means. And it's just a shame that there's that disconnect. Because I don't think he's a bad person.
The other tweet that I remembered is, when you put a Sharks jersey on, it doesn't make you a Shark.
You put what?
When you put a Sharks jersey on, it doesn't make you a Shark.
Oh.
Alec, last comment here on it. Thank you for addressing this, guys. This is a topic I'm passionate about and tend to get emotional. I didn't mean to come at you. Not a problem.
Oh, no, absolutely not, dude. Hey, listen, if people get heated about this, I get it. It's fine. Understand that we're not trying to take a stance one way or the other and like fight with people. Like, again, even the people that were on our Instagram here that are saying, well, I'm going to unfollow you. Hey, look, I get it. And again, actions have consequences. We decided we want to talk about it, and the consequences, we lose some followers, then okay, we're gonna have to live with that. We're okay with that, right? But I think it is important to at least have the conversation. And again, like just now, I was using the word lifestyle, and that's something that I'm apparently not supposed to do. I apologized, and now I know to use the word community instead, so I can make that change without upsetting somebody else. And it's a simple enough change for me, no big deal. So I think it's been productive, at least in that fashion. So again, this wasn't supposed to be something where we're attacking each other in the comments. And frankly, when I look at the comments, I don't think I saw much in the way of attacking each other. That might be due to some filtering that was going. I have no idea, but I appreciate our community. I appreciate, see, I use the word community. I appreciate all the people that come in the chat, and they've always made it a good environment for each other. It is a very inclusive chat, I think we would say. I think that the people that come in here most often are kind to each other, and that's kind of the environment that I'm hoping we can continue to grow. And if talking about these things gets a couple people upset with us, I apologize that you're upset, but I hope that you know that we're not trying to start a fight one way or the other. So that's kind of where I guess I would leave that. I don't know, Aaron, if there was any one. I know there's a couple more comments that just came in. If any of those mean anything to you, then we'll go ahead and read them off. Otherwise, we can move on.
Let's go.
No? Moving on?
Mm-hmm.
Are you muted?
No? Can you not hear me?
Get on with it!
Yes, get on with it. All right. So basically, done with that one there. Pride Night, I thought was a pretty big success, all things considered. But moving on from that, we'll talk about the Columbus Blue Jackets game, which, my goodness, Aaron, the bottom team in the league. And of course, we're way higher than them. Second bottom team in the league. And
we just stunk.
Way ahead of them.
This game goes to overtime. Of course. Why did it have to go to overtime, Aaron? Why are we picking up all these extra points, Aaron? Can't we just lose?
Yeah, they should be losing not in overtime. Stop tying the game.
6-5. Columbus Blue Jackets end up on top of this one. It's too bad because it really would have been nice to get just that extra point behind, if you will, let them have the full 2 without getting 1 on them. But as it stands right now, the Sharks still, I believe, second to bottom. I think we maybe pulled in a little bit closer the way that this week went, but I'm not really sure. So, Aaron, anything about this game in particular, or do you just want to name off all the games that we played and the losses we picked up?
Yeah, the only thing I was going to show is the Seattle game. I actually got a clip. I was there of William Eklund. He had his first career penalty shot, and I was sitting right there for it, so I got to take a video of it. I thought it was really cool. So I think super producer Jason has this queued up here. Yeah, look at that kid. Look how excited he was to score that goal.
Dude, I love how he comes in like practically standing up, and then all of a sudden he gets down to a tiger pose and just strikes, dude. Oh, man, it was so good.
It's exciting, and what's great is they still lost this game. That was the first goal of the game, though. But, man, I've been to, I think that might be like my 3rd or 4th game that I've watched the Sharks play against Seattle, and they're so vanilla. Like, there's no animosity between those two teams that is so boring when you're in person. It's like there's no fighting, there's no scrums, there's no nothing. It's just kind of like, oh, we'll play some hockey today, eh? And then they're done. It's just boring hockey. Those two teams need a playoff series desperately to feel the hate for each other, because there's nothing there. Nothing.
Two Wheels Down had a couple of good comments. First one says, I just come in here to talk about how great Stutzla is doing and rep it in. Thanks for that, Two Wheels Down, you jerk. And then he follows it up with, guys, as a fan of a team that finished last 3 times, it really doesn't mean you get first overall unless you're New York City or the Habs. Yes. Well, it doesn't mean that we're first overall, but it does mean we have the best opportunity to do that. And it also means that we're probably only going to get somewhere in the top 4 at least. So happy with any of those guys, by the way. If we don't get Bedard, that's totally fine. Fantilli and company would certainly be welcomed on this team right here. So thank you, Two Wheels Down, for popping in and rubbing it in just a little bit there. Any other good? Zinksy here. What's up, Zinksy? He says, go draft lottery. He's rooting for the right things. I love it. That's awesome. Mercedes, BMW, Porsche says, I'm losing hope for the number 1 pick. Too many overtime points from losses. Yeah, we were just talking about that, collecting extra points. And we continue to do that as the week goes on. I'll get there in just a second. Dark and Donkey says, seems like the crowds are pretty quiet. Yeah, they're quiet because there's not many people there. So
that was
probably why.
To be fair, that was that the Tuesday night game or Thursday night game? Well, there were 3 home games that week, is my point. There was a lot of home games that week.
We just stunk.
I think that's what it is. We just come on.
The Sharks are bad. Now, I will say for the Pride night against the Islanders, I was surprised against the Islanders. It was a Saturday night game. It was pretty full. I would say like 90% full. It was pretty rocking. It was a pretty good game. Even though they lost, we're going to talk about it right now. They lost 4-1, but the tank was actually pretty full. I was pleasantly surprised and happy about it.
Nice. So, I mean, the big takeaway here throughout the week, and we talked a little bit about Edmonton already, is that, I mean, of the 4 games, 3 of them went to overtime. Again, this team is like right on the precipice of not being absolutely horrible with the majority of the games that they're playing. I'd love to see how many of these games, I mean, obviously we see how many overtime losses they have. A lot of those could have gone the other way, right? It's just amazing to me, like how bad the team is in the standings, but like how close they are in so many games. It's absolutely ridiculous. But this one against the New York Islanders, the only one that didn't go to overtime, the only one that wasn't like close, still 3 goals isn't like an absolute blowout, but it's far enough away that you're not coming back. So then they play against New York Islanders, but then again tonight against Edmonton Oilers, that was a heck of a game. We talked about that at the top of the show, but my goodness, what a performance, I think, by Erik Karlsson. Picks up a couple of goals. Should have had the assist on the Noah Gregor one, right? And then that one gets called back. Did you want to recap that Noah Gregor non-goal real quick for the folks that are joining us? I just want to hear it again. Go ahead.
Noah Gregor, was it a 2-on-1 or a 3-on-1? Enters the zone, and who passed it to him?
That was Karlsson would have had a 3-point night.
Yeah, it was Karlsson. Karlsson slots it over to him underneath the defenseman, and Gregor buries it. Goalie had to go complete side to side, buries it, couldn't cover it in time, and they celebrate, and then they go to the bench, and then the Edmonton coaches challenge it, and they win because Gregor put himself offside. He skated just a little too fast ahead of Karlsson entering into the zone with the puck. So
we just stunk.
You know what? It's as if I hit the button myself. I knew that was coming. Absolutely 100%. Noah Gregor, I'm sorry, sir, but you missed the boat. You had an opportunity to get traded. You had an opportunity to get off this team and get on to another team and play on their 4th line and learn how to be a PK specialist. But it's just not happening, buddy. I'm sorry. It is what it is. You are what you are. I don't hate you. I really don't hate you, but I'm not on board with this guy's going to score 10 goals in a season, Aaron. Do you honestly still think he's going to get to 10?
No.
See, silence is golden. The people in the podcast thought that there was a problem there. No, it's just Aaron not wanting to say anything.
What is he at right now? 3?
Doesn't matter. He could be at 9. He's not getting to 10,
4.
buddy.
He's at 4. He would have been at 5 tonight. Oh, that's so. Oh, if he was at 5, that would have been close.
No.
All right, so there's. Was that their 70th game tonight or 71st game? How many games are left?
Let's see. Do they still get the 4 in the net pizza you get? Been stationed on the East Coast for a while now, and I miss Roundtable Pizza and Live Shark games.
So years ago, they got rid of it because Amici's Pizza came into the arena, And Roundtable said, forget it. We're pulling up promo because now there's competition. There's other pizza here. So they got rid of that a long time ago. Now they have a 4 in the net, 2 tacos you get from Jack in the Box.
What?
Yeah.
No, it's Taco Bell tacos.
It's Taco Bell?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Jack in the Box was before that.
Oh
It's
my
Taco Bell.
goodness. Tacos, buddy. Tacos.
Sorry, man. Well, I knew I said tacos.
Which, by the way, it's 4 tacos. I believe 4 tacos per person. Yeah, dude.
No
I'm
way.
telling you. Hey, chat. Let him know. Let him know. Okay. Anyway, here we go. We got hopefully draft trade. I keep hearing that it'll happen at the draft. Someone's saying something about the draft. Oh, to trade EK.
Karlsson.
Well, speaking of Erik Karlsson, again, the man got some points, and you all know what that means. So, producer Jason.
We just stunk.
Going back with that one, I see. So Erik Karlsson, 4 games played. How many goals did he have on the week here? And looks like you might have deleted that one. I don't know.
2. He had 2 goals this week, 1 assist, so 3 points in 4 games. 4 penalty minutes, a -3, and he had 15 shots on goal. Don't tell me he's not trying to score. That's a lot of shots. So yeah, he had some amazing passes tonight. Dancing at the blue line. I think Drew Remendo, like tonight on the color commentary, was kind of giggling on it. I can't believe how good this guy is. Just unreal. Oh, there you go. Shark score.
Oh, wait. Let's count those tacos up real quick.
There's only 2. You can't see anything anyway. You're blind.
I can see 4 tacos.
It looks like one big taco to you.
I would take it too. Are you kidding me?
Dead man tell no tales.
Dead men eat no tacos. Oh my goodness. Yeah. So I guess that was us clearing out or closing out the captain, alternate captain Jack Karlsson. There you go. So yes, he's still on pace to absolutely destroy his previous records. I mean, he's already gotten past it, but he's really going to go. You think he's still going to hit 100?
I don't know now.
He's slowing down just a bit, huh?
He's slowing down because the Sharks are slowing down. I mean, he missed out on an assist tonight because Noah Gregor's too fast. But
yeah,
now I'm in doubt. Now I think he can get to. He's probably get to like 95 points, like another 10 points. But he's not. It's not like he's not trying. He's shooting the puck a ton. I mean, that was his 22nd goal, and I thought I saw the stat on the thing that there's only 2 other defensemen that have scored more than 22 goals after they turned 32, and one was Doug Wilson. It's pretty cool.
It's pretty good company. Peter St. John says the first goal Karlsson scored tonight was filthy. Did you happen to catch that one?
You didn't see him?
No, he was down by the crease and he just kind of dangled on him.
Oh, he completely. Campbell lost his jockstrap. He had no idea where that puck was going. Just popped right off. He juked him out of his shorts completely. Yeah, it was a beaut. He got the puck in the slot, deked I think 3 times, and Campbell went one way and Karlsson went the other and just put it in. It was just so good. So good.
Peter St. John making the assertion that he can only pass the puck brilliantly. He needs guys to bury them occasionally. He needs guys to bury them when he passes the puck brilliantly. But as we just said, and as Peter St. John just said, totally underestimate him. The guy's got hands. He's got hands for days, man. And his wheels are still there. His ability to change directions. I mean, he's so smooth in everything that he does. Quite frankly, I think he would have made a pretty amazing playmaker if he decided to play as a forward instead. But the man is just he's amazing on the blue line. I love what he does, setting other players up. Now, again, he may not hit 100 because he doesn't have Timo Meier with him anymore, but you can't say that he wasn't making Noah Gregor better on that one there. So I would have liked to see that one actually count, even if it meant Gregor scores a goal and Aaron's got something to say about it. Because again, he ain't hitting 10. But
so are you rooting for Gregor?
Karlsson, I don't understand. I don't understand people saying that he's not worth the money. The man's worth the money.
Are you rooting for Gregor to get 9 goals just to rub it in my face?
Oh, no. I'm not rooting for him to do anything because it doesn't matter what happens. He ain't getting a 10. By the way, I still owe you a pie in the face, don't I?
Oh, I guess so. Yeah.
Yes,
Whatever.
sir. So for those folks, and we'll get right back on track here. For those folks that didn't catch the episode where we went to extra hour training facility, I was supposed to have the boys. Oh gosh, Scott Hannon and Mark Smith. I was supposed to have them shooting pucks at Aaron because Aaron's a soccer goalie, and he's made the comment before that, oh, even I could have saved that one when it comes to hockey. So we were going to have him dressed up in pads, but we didn't have a chest protector, much to Aaron's delight. Otherwise, we were going to have the boys cranking them on him. And
We also ran out of time. We ran out of time was more important.
Well, we ran out of time. That's true.
Yeah. I was about to go get suited up, but we were doing the treadmill at that time.
Yeah.
And then it was just, of course, doing any kind of show, you're always behind doing stuff.
In any case. Wait. Peterson John, Paul, unbutton the polo's top button, man, and let the love breathe for Gregor. Bud, there's another button here. There's another button there. I got it undone here, buddy. I don't know what you're trying to pull here, Peter St. John. Okay. I got two. It's saying it too. Don't try to get an extra one off of me here. All right. Roll call. What do you want to do for roll call here? Will Noah Gregor get to 10? Oh, how spicy. Okay, guys, you know how it works. Go ahead, let us know where you're watching us from, and then answer the question. There's really only one way to answer this. Will Noah Gregor get to 10 goals before the season's end? I think Erik Karlsson has a better shot at making 110 points before Noah Gregor gets to 10 goals. That's just I'm dead serious. You think I'm joking?
Wow.
He won't hit 110 points, but that's just because Gregor ain't hitting 10 goals. So there you go. That treadmill was brutal. Yes, Peter St. John, it absolutely was. Was it brutal? You saying brutal because like it was hard, like for us to get through and do it, and it's difficult, or was it brutal to watch us?
It's hard to watch. Very hard to watch.
Unbutton everything when Gregor gets his 10.
That's great.
Oh, Fin Factor after dark. I don't think so, folks. You don't want to see that. That's for sure. Oh, man. Okay, good. So let's see. Noah Gregor is better than Lukáš Radil. Ooh, Zinksy pulling in the old name there. Yeah, you know what? I think that's 100% true, and here's why. Noah Gregor's got the speed, whereas Radil had the size, and I don't think that Radil's skill set really translated well with the coaching staff. I do remember there was a time, it was Pete DeBoer, I believe, and he was absolutely screaming at Radil out of practice. Man, he was laying into him, and I didn't get to hear everything that was going on because I'm separated by glass and whatnot, but it was not pretty. So, I mean, he was screaming at him like for not knowing his assignment, not knowing where he's going, not knowing what he's doing. So I think there's a reason that Radil did not work out with the San Jose Sharks. And at least Gregor, again, he seems to know where he's going, what he's doing. He's got the speed to do it, but he just can't put the puck in the net.
That was 2 coaches staff ago.
Yeah, how about that, huh?
That's crazy. Crazy to think. So long ago.
So what's the general consensus here, Aaron? Are people agreeing with me, or they think that you're gonna come in on top here?
It's weird. Look at this, from Vancouver, and he'll get to 11 goals. Look at that. I think more people think he's going to get it than you think. There's one example.
No, this Mercedes, BMW, Porsche, and button everything doesn't count. That's not. That's a joke. That doesn't count. He'll get 11 goals. Dark and Donkey. I don't know what it is you're eating or drinking, but give me some because you're feeling a lot better than you should about this guy. Let's see. Gregor needs to adjust his scope, man. Misses the barn most nights. Absolutely. You know what? Is he missing high and wide? Maybe he just needs a new curve on his blade. Maybe he goes down to the P88. The shot won't go as high, and maybe he'll actually hit the net from time to time. Who knows?
I like this answer.
Though it pains me to admit, yes, it was hard to do. Oh, I'm guessing. Wait, I would say highly unlikely, though it pains me to admit, yes, it was hard to do. Oh, to do the treadmill, I think is what he's talking about. Peter St. John. Yeah. Okay. Hard to do. At least not hard to watch. I appreciate that, Peter St. John. Thank you so much. I think it's Lahina Divers 13 is saying 9 goals. His 10th will get called back on an offside challenge during game 82. Yes. Comment of the night. Thank you so much.
That's the best answer.
That's the best answer. Absolutely. I think if you keep talking about Gregor, his uncle is coming after Aaron again.
Yeah. His uncle has a radio show in Canada.
Oh my God. That's too funny.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Look at Patrick Cabral. Noah will get to 8. He didn't even think 9. Buddy, I don't even think he's getting an 8. Seriously, I don't think he's getting an 8.
New bet?
Nah, I don't need a new bet. I already got you right now, dude. I'm just riding this wave. I'm just trying to hit you with a pie. That's all.
He's at 4 goals right now, right?
He shoots right at the goalie most of the time. Well, if he's shooting at the goalie and he's hitting the glass, then he certainly needs a new curve, Zinksy. Maybe you can help him out with that one. I don't know. Okay, let's see. Upcoming games for the San Jose Sharks for this coming week. Thursday in Vancouver, 7 p.m. Saturday in Calgary, 1 p.m. Aaron, both of these games, hopefully the Sharks do not go to overtime. I don't want points at this point. Again, and I say it every time, it sucks rooting for losses, but at this point, that is what's best for the franchise, to get as low as you possibly can, get the best chance you can to get the best player available in the draft. So that's kind of what we're hoping for the rest of the games for this season. However, Aaron, Vancouver, pretty solid team. Calgary, very solid team. Am I correct?
Vancouver is fighting for a playoff spot, so no, I would not say that they're solid.
Are they better than the Sharks?
Well,
pretty solid team then. Okay.
Vancouver, it looks like they're probably not going to make playoffs because the bottom 2 wild cards right now are Seattle and Winnipeg, and then ahead of them are Calgary, Nashville, St. Louis, and then Vancouver. So no, I don't think Vancouver is doing so well. They kind of did some weird moves too at the trade deadline because they traded Bo Horvat, but then they went and traded for some guys like they were buyers. So I think they were a little confused on where they exactly are in the standings. But yes, anyone is better than the Sharks other than Columbus. So I would imagine being away, the Sharks will probably win because they play better away from the arena. They really don't like SAP Center for some reason. They only have 6 or 7 home wins on the entire season. By far the 6. They're 6, 20, and 10 at home. That is just awful. And they're 13 and 17 and 5 on the road. I think most top clubs would be happy to be almost 500 on the road. So very interesting how that is playing out this season. You turn that home record around, 26 and 10. That's a playoff team. So yeah, Vancouver's nowhere near a playoff spot. Thank you, Dark and Donkey. I agree. I just went over that, but yeah, Calgary is another team that is a couple points out from the playoff wild card, and that is going to be a brutal game. So I think the Sharks actually have a chance in Vancouver. I don't think they have a chance in an afternoon game in Calgary. So
does Vancouver have a better shot of making playoffs than Gregor has a shot of making 10 goals?
No.
Yes, they do. Shut up.
No, they don't. But the Sharks were, I believe, because Columbus had games in hand.
Yeah.
Sharks were technically the first team to get eliminated from playoffs.
Yes, we were.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's weird to think.
Yeah.
Really weird.
Awesome.
Yeah.
In any case, 6 wins. You should get 6 tacos when they win. Thank you, Mercedes. That's a great comment. We got some pretty good comments here tonight. Okay, I think we're going to go ahead and end the show here. Aaron is gone, but came back. There you go. I was going to do the show.
I clicked the wrong button.
By myself. Did you close the he closed the window?
We just stunk.
Not we. Anyway, Aaron, you left a little early, but we are going to end the show here anyway. So we're going to close out here. Normally, I would say, well, here, we'll just do it like this. For super producer Jason, I'm Paul.
And I'm Aaron.
And we're going to see you
next week.
But before we go, we're going to leave you with a highlight video of Silicon Valley Pride Night, shot and edited by our very own super producer Jason. Just a heads up, obviously this is Pride Night activities, so if that's not your thing, no worries. We're just going to give you that disclaimer right up front. But if you'd like to check out some of the what'd you say? You said it was interesting, the drag show, right? I'd like to see some fun, interesting activities and partake in some inclusion.
We had a great time, and yeah, it was a fun time, and there were some Sharks. I don't know, the staff members or whatever that were there too, cool. And they were loving it too. So, and Sharky showed up too, so it's cool.
Nice,
it was a lot of fun.
So if that's your thing, please stick around. If not, hey, no worries. But anyway, we're gonna go ahead and say goodbye. So goodbye.
See you next week.
Thanks for tuning in. If you like this episode, check out our other content, especially interviews. You can interact with us directly through social media at The Fin Factor and on Instagram at Fin Factor. And don't forget to join our live streams on YouTube.
Visit our website at thefinfactor.com, where you'll find all of our episodes as videos or podcasts. You'll also find our exclusive merchandise to help support our